from. Okay, it's complaining about the Flask cap variable, which I just did now. So it's most likely not recognizing the Flask cap I just did right now. So I'm doing this again. So I do this again. This was saved. So Flask one. All right, that's great. I think this is just another way for us to just do more learning then. So now, in case you are getting this kind of issue, let me show you what you guys can do. Oh my goodness, sorry guys, I didn't know that I was on mute. All right, so let me just quickly recap a little bit. So my apologies that this session is doing like this. This virtual environment is really frustrating and it keeps disconnecting. So what I did was that, so I said that if you try this set X and it's not working, or you try normal set Flask cap LOPI and it's not working, then that's fine. Just do, that's the advantage, one of the advantages of the Git bash. Just do your exports, then Flask cap, because then you put the name of the particular file there, and that would work. Then after that, you run your Flask and it's currently running. So that was when I now navigated to the localhost 5000, and it brought out the hello world to show that our Flask application is running perfectly. So the next thing for us to do is to download PostgreSQL, and I searched PostgreSQL free download on Google, and it took me on Bing rather, and it took me to the page. So I'm on their page right now. So I'm clicking on download the installer. So this will take some time as well to download. So I'm just going to pause the video and let you guys know when it's done downloading, then we can continue. So you can see it's bringing me different versions. So, and you can see, okay, so for Windows 32-bit system, so all this version is telling me not supported, not supported. So all I need to do is just to look for the version that works for me. So that's all I need to do, the version that works for me. So I will just download my version and, come back to this. So I just realized that this wasn't showing before. So, but you can see that for Windows 32 bits, is 32 bits, I can download this particular version for its version 10.21, which is what I clicked now. So let me pause the recording, continue later. Okay, guys, so as the Postgres SQL is still downloading, I feel we should just use the opportunity to talk about things that we might not really explore to actually confirm that yes, everything, our PIP is working. So I will stop this. Then we just need to install some more packages. For example, our pip install pg2. I do this pip install cycle pg2. Well, so I didn't know that that would take this time as well. I thought that we could just finish those ones before the PostgreSQL is done downloading. But man, well, we can see the kind of error we're getting. It's really frustrating. Anyways, let's just wait for this PostgreSQL to finish and let me try to change my network to a faster one. So we'll be getting all this. I think the network is kind of back, so it's a little bit faster now. So this is just me showing you that yes, once you have Python and pip installed, so then you can get every other thing to install itself. So well, I got this error due to the network issue, so it's having a read timed out error. So if I do this again, that is me trying to reinstall it again. I think this should not give that. Oh man, network is still very terrible. Just bear with me, guys. So guys, as we can see, the pip install cycle PG is done downloading, and it has successfully installed that. So then the PostgreSQL has started, it's done downloading as well. So I've started the installation. I click next. So you can see what are the things that I need. I'm going to get. I'll get PostgreSQL, I'll get pgadmin4, Stack Builder, command line tools. So this one, I think that's where I'm going to have access to my PSQL. So I click on next because there's an SQL shell that comes with PostgreSQL. So this is where I need to specify password that I want to be using. So I do that here. So this will be for the super user. The super user that will be created will be called Postgres. So then the default ports 5432, I go on with this. Then do I have a particular name? Nah, I don't need anything. So let me just next on this. Next. Then it starts installing. So for this one too, I will just pause the recording and I'll go back to it again. So guys, the PostgreSQL has finished downloading. So I get this prompt. A Stack Builder may be used to download, this blah, blah, blah. So I click on finish. So it brings me to Stack Builder. So click on this. Next. So all these unnecessary setups, so I'm just going to pause my screen. So I'm bringing back my screen up because I recall that I didn't explain some things here. So this place is for me if I need to update, like to add, put some add-ons. So for example, I think I need this PSQL, DBC. I can do this. So like this, I like to have this too. So I already have PostgreSQL 10.2 installed. In case I need to have version 9 installed, I can check this as well, but I don't think I want that. So what other things do I feel like I need? Let's see, enterprise DB tools. Okay, let me just put this SQL protect. Okay, you know what? So for the sake of this, let me just go ahead. Next. So to take another time again, so let me just pause my screen and I will allow all this one to be done. All right, so since we have already installed our PostgreSQL, so the next thing for us to do is to test it and to see if it's working. So on a Git bash, I know most of you would have faced this issue before. So on your Git bash to know if it's working, so you type PSQL, press enter. So you get this error, PSQL command not found. All right, that's not an issue, that's not a problem. So now, all we need to do to resolve this is to add the PostgreSQL part. We need to add it to our Windows part variable. And to do that, we need to navigate. Sorry, this system is still hanging. All right, we have to navigate to where the PostgreSQL was downloaded. So C drive. So this should be program files. Okay, yeah, we have PostgreSQL here, version 10 and the pin. So you just have to do what, copy this thing. Okay. So copy this, and once you copy it, so you can just do something like this on your. I'll show you different ways to enter your environment variables. So on your desktop, for example, or on this search, you can just type environment. Environments. Okay, so you can see edit system environment variables. So then you click on environment variables. So now that we're there, so let's go to the system variables and we'll see paths. This is the path. So let's add new path. So when we get to the new paths, so do we really need the variable name? So the variable value, let's give it this. Then we can call it Postgres. Sorry, not this. This particular one. So let's click on edit. Edit. So since we are editing, so let's add a new one here. So then I paste this guy here. Okay. Okay. So with this, we can have access to our PSQL. I'm sure if we type it, it might not respond. PSQL. Yeah, because it's still not. We have to go out of more or less restart our git bash. So click on documents. Go to the folder where our project is there. Right click and do git bash here. Since we're not even using that project again, you can do your git bash anyway. But since we're already here, that's fine. So let's do PSQL. Good. So you can see it's working now. PSQL, it's asking for password. So at this point in time, if we put our password here, it's going to throw an error. Let me put my password. You can see it's telling you that password authentication failed for user not JJ. That's because by default, if you type PSQL in your command prompt, it picks your computer name and use it as a user for you. And tries to tell you to put in password. So even if you type all the password in this world, it won't work. So for you to make it work by default, a user has been created for you, which is like a super user called the Postgres user. So to make it work, so all you just need to do is to type your PSQL and the Postgres. So now this one means that you are specifying that PSQL, I want to connect with user Postgres. Then to ask you what's the password for the user Postgres, then you do password, put your password here. So with this, we are already in as user Postgres. That makes sense now. So the next thing for us to do is just to try to create a database, more or less like saying if Postgres is working perfectly. So we do create database. Let's call it tester. Hit enter. So to see if it's working, let's just do lists. I'm coming. Okay. I think we are good. Hold on, let me expand this guy. Double sure. So guys, so as I was saying, so we do create the one we did the other time in a weird way, it wasn't working. So we do it again. Create database star. So I think I didn't end it with a semicolon. So yeah, this works now. So let's list our databases to see if it has been created. Oh, great. So now we have it now. These are database tester. So with this, we've been able to set up our PostgreSQL. Now, if you want to exit this particular Postgres windows, all you just need to do is to do / and Q, and you're good. Yes, and you're good with that. So I think we've talked about the second part, which is the PostgreSQL. So let me see what other thing do I think gives students issues. We've talked about, so as a recap, let me try to activate the Windows environment or activate the virtual environment rather in my Flask application again as a reminder. So to navigate to the parts, script, activate this for Windows. So we are in the, we've activated the Windows environment, sorry, the virtual environment, rather. So I think this brings us to the end of the class, and I hope you've been able to learn at least one or two things. So as a recap, we were able to set up Python. I showed you how to set up and install Python. We confirmed it using pip, that is pip. Then we installed our Flask, and we installed, we installed Flask. Then we installed a virtual environment, and we activated the virtual environment. We installed PostgreSQL, and I showed you how to make it work using your Git bash. So then one other thing that let me just quickly add, in case you want to add your SQL Alchemy. So simple, just to type your pip. We are still in the virtual environment, remember? So just the pip install Flask SQL Alchemy. You press enter. So this is going to pull SQL Alchemy for you. And with this, you'll be able to make use of anything in SQL Alchemy. So now, mind you, since we are in the virtual environment, so most of these changes we are doing and most of this installation is happening in the virtual environment. If you want a global, if you want it to happen globally on your machine, so all you just need to do is to exit the virtual environment and you run those commands there, and it's going to work for you. So thank you guys for listening, and happy learning. Thank you.